Morning, morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Fantastic, thank you.
Great.
Anybody have any wins this weekend?
I had two contracts to go under contract. I was very excited about that.
Nice. Listings
Congratulations.
or new deals?
New deals.
That's awesome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're gonna get back to. I'm gonna start tracking this stuff and putting out the spreadsheets. So we're gonna get back to some basics here. So just a refresher for everybody that hasn't seen it or has been a while. Most of you guys are here usually pretty consistently. Alberto, you've been gone, but you're back now. But what we're looking for is to talk about what we had that previous week. So for instance, I'm gonna go and I'll say, "Hey, Cielo, how was your week last week?" And then she's going to tell me, "Hey, listen, I had X amount of contacts. I had this many new leads. I set this many appointments." And we're going to start tracking that, right? And the goal of this is really to help you guys understand how the tracking of your business and the accountability portion will help you thrive. Because a lot of you have some really big goals, right? So some of you are in the double digits as it relates to goals, right? And we want to help you get there, right? So when we talk about how we're going to get there, it's really a simple formula. It's accountability and it's the effort, right? And so then if it's like a conversion issue where you're struggling with like, well, I had 60 calls, but I had no appointments. Okay, well then we know, hey, there's something going on within those phone calls, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about through that. So I'm just going to get my little cheat sheet ready here. Duplicate. All right, let's see who we got on the call here. So Cielo, Deanne, Alberto, Sarah, Sean, Dana, Vince. So we're missing some people. All right, let's just get started. So I want to talk about first what defines an actual conversation. So we're looking for 60 conversations a week. That is a lot, right? So it's not 60 dials, it's 60 conversations. The point of this is to really push you guys. So if we get 48 in a week or we get 37 but we had 10 appointments, I know, and you guys should all know, that there's an ebb and flow to the business, right? So some weeks you'll have these busy weeks. Gosh, I had like 10 face-to-face meetings with clients. Well, then we know those calls are going to be a little bit lower, but the point is we want to have some consistency in the business and start tracking that. Okay, so each call that you have that you actually had a conversation, a real estate conversation, that's a contact. Okay, so if that conversation is like, "Hey, John, I think you had requested some information on 123 Main Street. Is that something that you're still looking at doing?" Well, kind of. I'm in the market. Not right now, but I'm still looking. That's a conversation, right? So that's what we're looking for. Something as simple as just a real estate conversation. If you're in the grocery store and the young lady or the young person starts talking to you about real estate, "Oh gosh, you're in real estate. How's the market?" Right? We know that that's a telltale sign that there may be some interest in real estate. That would be a real estate conversation. Okay. So from there, then we have let's see, new leads. How many new leads did you capture that week? We're looking to see how many names, how many phone numbers did you collect that week? If you get a lead from Redfin, Zillow, homes.com, you get a yard sign call, whatever it is, that is a lead, right? So I also will count a lead that if I have a conversation in a grocery store, or I see a past client, or I see a friend and they're talking to me about real estate, that is a new lead that goes in my system, right? And I'm going to start nurturing that lead. Okay. So we know what a new lead looks like. Appointments. If I ask Cielo, hey, how many appointments did you have last week? And she goes, well, I had 20. Well, then I might ask her like, okay, well, tell me a little more about that. And if she tells me, well, I had one client, I showed them 10 houses. That's not 10 different appointments. All we're looking for is how many appointments did you have with one time with a client. If you show them 5 houses, that's 1 appointment. Okay. If you take them out multiple times over the weekend, you can track those as appointments. But 1 appointment, 1 time out. And also on this tracker, you'll see, and I'll share this with you guys after the meeting. You'll see how many connections you had, how many call attempts, and what your pickup rate is. So as a Zillow Flex team, those are 3 trackable things that we really have to get better at. Are the leads that are coming in, how many of those did we actually attempt to get? Now, you're not going to be able to get to every single call, right? I keep seeing Cielo because she's on my left-hand side here. But if Cielo gets a call, she goes to pick it up and she can't because she's in a showing, that's okay, right? We plan for that, but we want at least to get to half of those, okay? And from there, we're going to start talking about ZHL transfers as well. We're going to put how many ZHL transfers that you have. So these are the measurables that we're looking for. And I want to make sure that we're able to get you guys on the right path, because we have enough leads where most of us should have double-digit deals by now. And I think a lot of you do. And some of the concern was that a lot of us don't on the team. So I'm upset that we don't have a lot of people here that don't have deals, but that's another conversation. So those are the measurables that we're looking for. And if some of you guys are newer, but if you don't know who the ZHL loan officers are, just please raise your hand so I can call you after the meeting. Everybody has a ZHL officer in their area? Alberto, do you know who you're working with?
No, sir. I have no idea.
Okay. So I will call you about that. Rocky, we'll get you.
Well, no, I heard you say a local one. I always just use Sherry Ann because that's who I talk to. That's who I kind of built the report with. But are you wanting us to use somebody that's local?
No. So exactly that. So I'm just talking about who do you have from ZHL, because that's a measurable that we're going to start talking about a lot more. So you already have Cherry Ann. She's from Zillow Home Loan, so that's perfect. Okay, and then it says Dan, but I don't know who that is. Can you take it off mute and tell me what your name is?
Hey, it's Campbell, Daniel Campbell.
Oh, gotcha. What's up, man? How are you?
What's up? Good.
All right, so I will get to you after the meeting and let you know who you should be working with. We have Spanish-speaking clients. We are Spanish-speaking loan officers. We have, anybody that can just speak regular English. But I want you guys I'll get you the list of ZHL lenders, and then I want you to make contact with them and see who you get the warm and fuzzy with, right? So see who you have a good relationship with. I think you'll find that they're all going to be responsive and call you back. If they don't, that's a problem. So if you start to get where you're not getting the callbacks from the loan officers, that's what I want to know, okay, as well. So Champarella, I think I saw your hand up, so I'll get with you after the meeting as well. And then Dana, can you forward me those ZHL people, the links that have the pages for everybody? Thank you. All right, so make sure I have everybody. Danny, Champarella, Alberto. I think we're good. All right, and Sarah, you need the loan officer too. Got it.
And if everybody wants to look in their emails, I send them out every Friday for all of the Florida agents. And then if we need them for the other areas, we can get them as well. But every Friday when they send them out, but I can resend it to you again, and then they can have them.
Perfect. All right, so is everybody understanding what we're looking for accountability, like tracking wise? Is there any questions about that? I want to make sure we're super clear moving forward.
Quick question: 60 conversations a week minimum. And did you have another metric after that, like appointments, or are we betting
Yes.
that you have 60?
Thank you for asking.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So we're looking for 3 to 5 appointments a week. Okay. So I want you guys to know I'm not going to ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do as well. So I track my own business. I'll be on this call with you talking about what I had. So like last week, looking at my numbers, I had a light week with calls. I only had, I don't know, 37 conversations, but I had 5 face-to-face meetings and I had 2 lunches with clients. So I had a pretty decent week, but I also got a listing agreement last week and I got a purchase contract as well. So it was a little bit light with activity, but I had some traction with my business. So this week is all going to be about trying to get new business. So my calls will be, larger next week. Okay. So thank you, Danny. So 3 to 5 appointments per week. Okay. So we classify what an appointment is, right? That appointment that you have, that face-to-face meeting, that's an appointment. Where's my cheat sheet? Okay. And then we're looking to help you guys get 3 to 5 new leads a week. Okay. So let's just say Cielo has 10 leads in a week, right? That mix of leads, maybe 5 to 7 come from the team, but we also should be trying to capture more leads that are non-team based, right? Because you guys are all incentivized to get non-leads or non-team leads as well because you have higher splits, right? So it means more money in your pocket. So we want to talk about that as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and just fill out this sheet together really quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, I will share my screen now so you guys can see what I'll see, and then I'll share this with you guys all. Dana, can you just keep a list of who's on here so I can make sure I email them all? Actually, I'll just email it to the whole team. Never mind.
You sure? Okay.
Yep. All right, let's see. I'll share this. So for those of you who have not been coming on a consistent basis, like my goal is not to sit here on these calls every single week and talk about nothing, right? We talk about how we can help our business, what you guys are doing, and we try to keep it quick and moving, right? So I want to make sure that this time is utilized to be effective. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste mine. And let me know if you guys can see my tracker. Can you guys see that? No, you cannot. Can you guys see that spreadsheet?
Yes.
All right, perfect.
It's
Okay,
kind
so-
of hold on.
It might be a little blurry if you're on your phone. I'll try to make it a little bit larger. If that helps. You guys will all get a copy of it, but just so you guys can see it. And I will add myself on here as well. I can spell my last name. All right, let's see. We don't have Susie. Cielo, I'm going to start with you because I can see you right here on the left-hand side.
Okay.
So tell me about your week last week.
So I think that the last week, and similar to the last week prior to that, I was just doing a lot of follow-ups on the Zillow leads that we have. So I just calling and texting and messaging, and then so last week I had 12 showings with 9 clients, and then and have I think an additional 3. I don't know how many. I know that I have a total of like 7 under contract, and 2 fell through due to inspections. But I did have 1 close or 2 close in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then, but my I do it more like I've been spending too much time on just doing the Zillow calls and not my own leads. So I need to rebalance that. So I'm kind of pivoting more towards my own leads at this time.
Okay. So my recommendation for all of you and you is just try to have a good mix and a good balance, meaning time blocking is going to be key for you, right? Where you're spending, hey, maybe you're only spending an hour a day doing your follow-ups on Zillow, nothing else. And then you're spending that hour past clients or whatever the case may be. If you need help organizing that and kind of helping organize that time blocking, I'd be more than willing to help you with that. But I think that time blocking is really critical, or having like theme days, right? So like one day maybe it's Zillow, one day's past clients, one day might be, whatever is important to you as it relates to your business. So
Well, no, yeah, no. And I mean, like, I think that I have a couple of clients that are my own, but I think I was doing like 90% of it was on the Zillow leads. And so by the time the weekend had, I was packed with tours and we were putting in offers, and then I was actually following up with like offers that had gone through, and then inspection. So it got really busy where I wasn't able to do anything except just the paperwork to do a lot of this stuff, which was fun. It was good. It was good. But I think like this week, I told Dana, I'm like, Dana, can you just pause me for a little bit, because I'm I'm answering every call and doing everything I can. But I need to kind of pivot a little bit of I can't have all the Zillow calls. I can't take all the Zillow calls. Like, I have to have a better balance of my own leads,
yes,
and I had to
agreed.
figure out how to work those. So that's kind of taking a little bit of a step back on those. So
Okay.
if
You
I
got to
more
have a
time-
good balance. I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So let's just finish this sheet with me. Let's give me a rough estimate. How many calls did you have last week, would you say?
God, I had, to individual people.
Yeah.
Like new connections. You know what? Last week was this, like, I think it was all current clients that I was nurturing. Everybody. I don't think I made any new, like, the only new leads I made was at an appointment. You know,
Okay. Well, how
Yeah.
many we'll just put 20 for, I'm sure you had 20 real estate conversations last week.
oh
And
yeah,
then next week, track it so we can have some measurables. But how many new leads did you get last week? Do you know?
3.
3. Okay. Perfect. So you got 7 pending, 2 closed, and we got the other numbers there.
Correct.
Perfect. All right. You're off to a good start. All right. Next up, Ricardo. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Andrew. Pretty good. Yourself?
Good. Thank you. So tell
Yes.
me, how many pending deals do you have right now? 2?
No, actually, we closed last week. So I don't have anything pending anymore.
How many closings have you had this year? 2?
3.
3. Okay. Good. And then how about phone calls? Did you have a busy week with phone calls?
It wasn't that busy. But I did make, over 70 attempts, but I only had about 25 conversations. I did get
Okay.
2 new leads and 2 appointments. One of them, it was from one of the new leads. And the other appointment is just one that I had from last year that I'm still working with. So hopefully I can get into contract with them this
Okay.
week.
So you had your closing last week. Now it's all about rebuilding, right? So you had a good week of phone calls. Got to bump up the connection. So we got to get you to have some more real estate conversations and balance that out so we can get you to have some pendings. But that's a pretty solid week to have your closing. I'm sure you got tied up with inspections and walkthroughs and everything else. But now that
Exactly.
that's cleared, it's go time, right?
Yes, sir.
So make sure you're snagging a bunch of calls, and whatever is your cup of tea. If you like referrals, or I'm sorry, if you like open houses, or if you're talking to past clients trying to get referrals or sphere of influence, whatever that is, let's focus on that to get you some more business here. Okay.
All right. Will do. Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Let's see who's next. Alberto, I don't know. You were probably just onboarding last week. Did you actually have any production last week, or are you just getting through all the processes?
I'm still doing onboarding, but I already have a listing that I secured yesterday. I have a buyer that I had 2 buyers that I need to tour this week. So this week has been busier than last week. Last week was all onboarding stuff, and I'm still fighting with the Orlando Association. But
Okay.
we're getting there. Right now I'm doing my leasing agreement with Kathleen is assisting me, so we're getting ready.
Nice. Alrighty. So you had two, did you say two new leads last week?
No, last week I didn't have any leads. All the leads has been this week. So I took a few leads on the weekend and yesterday, and one of them is getting pre-approved this afternoon. The other one we're getting ready to visit some property this week. I spoke with another one last night. She was in the supermarket, so we're back and forward with her. And I am doing a listing agreement right now for vacant land, residential vacant land as we speak.
Okay,
All that.
cool.
Yeah, cool.
On the vacant land stuff, make sure you're charging a good amount of commission. So if it's less than 50,000, just do flat rate as far as that number goes, whether it's 1,000 or 3,000, whatever number you're charging. But make sure you're getting some compensation on those.
Good. I'll let Caitlin see it because the price is like 329,000 for that vacant land.
Oh, okay, good. So it's hefty. That's good. All right, cool. Well, you're off to a good start, my friend. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Happy to be back.
All right, let's see. So, Danny, are you? And same deal. Were you doing mostly onboarding last week, or were you actually active?
Last week I think was mostly onboarding. I did get 2 leads so far from Zillow. Let me see. One of them was a potential like seller from Zillow. So I'm still kind of trying to poke her, but she straight up, replied back that she's not interested in selling anymore. She's kind of upset that Zillow had called her at like 8 a.m. And then let me see. I did get a buyer lead. I can see her activity. She, if I'm not mistaken, she requested text only. And so I'm still trying to get her on the horn one way or another, but I kind of poke her lightly every couple days. And that's about all my activity so far.
Okay. So same deal. You're just getting started. I like it, and you know what to do. You've been an agent before, so you know what we're looking for.
Real quick though, if there's anybody like I do come from a like it's a long time ago that the way things have changed. But if anyone is actively out showing, I definitely would love to shadow and kind of get back into the swing of things. So
Okay. So you're out in where do you live? In Winter Haven or Lakeland?
Yeah, both. But either's fine. Anywhere in Polk County or like East Hillsboro would be great.
Okay. Guys, if you have any showings out in that area, let us know. I think you put it in the group chat as well. So, and I think Sam's got some showings. Maybe you can tag along with Sam or Matt this week as well.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
All righty. Welcome back, my friend. Deanne, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am good, thank you. I know you're new as well. Were you onboarding last week or were you actually active?
I believe that I became active last week. I think the onboarding ended the week before I was 6, right around that time. So I'm not 100%.
Okay.
Um,
So you had your
I
first full
did-
week. How was it?
It was a good week. I did 3 showings through Zillow, and one of them I'm negotiating an offer for today.
Nice. So you had
So
was that 3? You had 3 new leads then?
3 new leads. Yes.
Yeah, 3 appointments. And how many calls would you say you made? Now I know last week I wasn't asking you guys this numbers. This, moving forward you'll be tracking it, but if you could ballpark it, what would you say you were at?
When you say calls pertaining to anything to do with real estate, that with the clients and so
New
forth.
leads, old leads, real estate conversations.
My team helpers could probably confirm it might be quite a bit. I struggled a little bit the first week, so I talked to a lot of people. I would say probably 30 or 40.
Okay, we'll just say 35. We'll split it.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So as far as calls go, so when you say calls, do you know where to get to like the lead pool and everything like that?
I
In
did
follow
learn
box?
that. I did
Okay.
learn that this past week, yes.
Okay.
I sat down with Caitlin yesterday for several hours and she helped me get started on everything. So I worked with her quite a bit. So yeah.
Cool.
And Sam. I had Sam's help over the weekend. So they showed me things and gave me pointers. So yeah, I had a really good learning week last week.
Great. Well, for those of you who are new and don't know what she's talking about with Caitlin, Caitlin is our lead trainer, right? So her job is to help you guys with contracts, help you with processes, new deal template, anything that relates to the transactional side of the process. Now, she is meeting with all new agents every Wednesday. That's every single location: Ohio, Florida, Texas. It doesn't matter where you're from. You can be on that call, and she's talking about processes. Now, so we know, hey, Cielo might have a different type of contract in Florida versus Deanne in Winter Haven or Halima in Texas, but the processes are still the same. So she may not be able to get as nitty and gritty with you locally, but real estate's still real estate at the end of the day, right? So she can pretty much figure it out and help you with those processes. Inspections, anything that has to do with that transaction, she can help you with, guys. So she's going to be talking a lot more with you guys about, getting back in the swing of things with trainings and everything like that. But I want to make sure you guys know that you have that resource. So not just for you, Deanne, but that's for everybody across the board. Okay.
Yeah, and she's really good at what she knows and she responds quickly when she's available and she has a lot of information and she's very seasoned. So just advice from somebody that's very new at this. If you're very new, she will be the one that will help you find the way to do it best. Just as a reference.
Love that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's see. Who's next? Halima. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Thank you. So I don't have your numbers in front of me, but how many pending deals do you have right now?
I don't. I closed 3 this year and I'm
Okay.
just working on one client right now. It's a contingent. So just have to send her the CMA for her listing and then she's looking one in Carrollton. So just working on those things for her.
Perfect. And then how about calls last week? Did you have a light week or a heavy week of calls?
It was pretty light for me. I didn't get any, lead calls, but I did make a lot of calls with all the, people I have on my list and everything. Just text them, call them, voicemail, touch base with everybody I could.
Perfect. All right. And then did you get any new leads last week?
I did. I got 2. One of them just, were just looking. They want to wait, but I'm still like texting them and sending them similar listings that, they were looking at. And the other one is the same one, like the contingency where they want to sell their house and buy another house in Carrollton.
Love it. Listings
Yeah.
are great to have. Build up that
Yes.
inventory. Did you have
Thank
any
you.
face-to-face appointments last week?
I did. I showed 2 properties to the same people in Carrollton, and that was the only one I had.
Okay, perfect. So track those calls this week. You guys have a good size lead pool as well. So tackle that
do.
in there if you need to get some extra calls in. And you can always reach out to Eric to kind of guide you with that as well. He might
Yes.
have some other stuff for you as well. Cool.
Yeah,
All right,
he's very helpful. Yeah, thank you.
Eric's the man. Well,
Yeah,
good luck
yes.
this week. Get that listing
Thank
under
you.
contract.
Thank you.
All righty.
Thanks.
Ingrid, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Good. So tell me about your week last week.
Yes, so I do have 3 new leads. I did 2 appointments and I didn't make any call. I've been working like calls to clients. I've been working with agents, like listing agents for the clients that I do have right now, but not any new calls.
Okay. Do you have any pending deals right now?
No,
Okay. How many closed transactions have you had this year?
none yet.
So calls, they've got to be up, right? So don't get bogged down calling listing agents, setting appointments. Showing time should be the main source of scheduling showings, but
Oh no, it's not been calling for that. It's been to call to make questions about the properties. that that the clients that I have right now are interested in. I
Okay.
do have for this week, I do have for Wednesday an appointment, but it's gonna be a virtual tour. And I wanted to ask for a virtual tour, should I call the guest from my private number? Because I cannot do it through follow up, right?
For a virtual tour,
Yeah,
whatever you want.
but
If you
follow
want
up,
to use your,
can I do it with the number from follow up? Like
I don't know. I don't
to
think
use the
so.
camera? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I use my
I
own
need to
personal, like
see.
what I usually do is I'll take the video and then I'll put it in Google Drive and I'll send them the link because videos are usually hard to upload, or you can send it through WhatsApp as well.
Because he wants me to do like a live virtual tour, like for me to be at the property and then call him.
FaceTime or WhatsApp. That's it.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So
Or
let's
you
go back to
or you can do Zoom too. Don't forget Zoom. You
oh,
can do
Zoom.
Zoom.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay,
Vince.
thank you.
Keep me honest. All right. So I want to make sure that we talk about the front end though. So we got to make sure that we're not just calling listing agents. We got to make sure that you have more production on the front end because that's going to prevent that roller coaster ride effect, right? Where we've got a deal, we have, a week of inspections, we have a deal, and then you're killing your time management there. So make sure you have some front end phone calls and not just waiting for the phone to ring, but make sure we're getting you a little bit more proactive with the phone calls. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Who is next? Kayla, how's everything going?
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing better this week. I was incredibly sick last week. It was miserable.
Yikes. It's been
Yeah,
going around. That's for sure.
I know, and that's the worst part. I'm just glad my kids haven't gotten it yet. But because I was sick last week, it was kind of slow. I do have a potential listing in the works. They're just a little concerned with still having almost a year left with their current tenants. So I've been talking to Kayla Baxter. I'm going to talk to Kayla Baxter about it. The client and I talked last week and we kind of followed up over the weekend a little bit. But aside from that,
here's my opinion on selling a rented house. So you get a couple of options. You can tell the tenant, hey, we're going to sell. We can convert your lease to a month to month, or you can sell the property with the lease intact, right? So some investors will take that on if the rent is pretty decent. So don't be afraid to list it and get it sold with a tenant in place, but you can give that tenant some options. Sometimes if you talk to the tenant, they may want to be out anyway. So you've got a couple of options there.
okay.
All right. So tell me
Hey,
again, any pending deals right now?
No pending right now.
Any close for the year?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're-
with me being part-time, I'm balancing between this and a full-time job, so
I gotcha.
it's a little slow for me.
Okay. So we're going to fix that though. So thank you for being on the
Yeah.
call, then. We're going to get you back in shape here.
Okay.
Who said something? Was that Vince?
no, I was gonna let her know, man. You want to definitely talk to the tenant, find out their mentality because some tenants are okay with you doing showings. Some are like, yeah, I'm okay with it. But when you call them, no, I'm not home. Don't do it. Don't do it. So you can find out their mentality so you know what you're dealing with before you start trying to list it. That'd be fantastic for yourself. Trust me.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Vince. All right. Let's see. Melania, how are you? Melania, you there? Once, twice? No? Naz, how about you? Oh, wait.
I
You there?
I think that she messaged in the chat earlier that she was having problems hearing, so I don't know if she can hear you yet.
Okay. Well,
Let me check the chat.
I
Yeah,
would just tell
she
her to hang up
said,
and get back in there.
okay.
Let me put the link back in then. Sorry, guys. How the hell do you put the chat in here? Oh, there it is. All right. We'll come back to her. Kaz, are you there? No? All right. Moving on. I lost my list of people. Okay, we got Ricardo already. Sarah, how was your week? Go Sarah and then Sean.
My week was good. I finally got the live Zillow calls going. So I have a appointment set for Friday with one of those, and then the other one he's looking. Actually, I have Melania doing the showing for that one tomorrow because I'm out of town, and then I had over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I went and did virtual tours.
Okay. So for last week, you got one new lead. Is that right? Or two? What'd you say? Do you remember?
No. So I had three new leads.
Okay, 3 new leads. Nice. All right. So 3 new leads, right? And how many appointments did you have?
3. Well,
Okay.
4 kind of, because the Saturday and Sunday was for the same person, but I had to break it up into 2 days. So I would say 3 instead of 4.
Okay. Thank you. And then how about calls? Did you have a good week of calls? Was it light?
The call volume was light, but I would say they were really good quality calls because they all ended up with an appointment at the end of them.
Okay.
And then I had a couple calls with people that I told you about the guy that was looking for hunting land last week or the week before. So I sent him another property and tried to keep contact with him. And he wasn't interested in that specific property, but he did tell me more information about why he wasn't interested. So now I know what to look for going forward.
Perfect. So let's go back to the calls though. How many actual real estate conversations did you have?
So I had 5 through Zillow, and then I had other conversations with listing agents. I was trying to look at my phone call history to see, because I had to get some information about specific properties, and that was
Okay.
kind of like the bulk of my calls was trying to figure out information for the Zillow leads.
So let me go back to that. So when we're talking about calls moving forward, so next week when you're telling me, hey, I had this many calls, I don't care about listing agents. Okay. And I don't mean to sound harsh or anything. It's not helping you move the needle, right? It's helping you with the transaction and the process, which is just part of the job. But I'm only talking about the front end stuff. So next week you're like, hey, I had 25 calls. I had 4 appointments, this, that, and the other. So the appointments are really good for you. So that's really a good solid week where you're getting 3 new leads and 3 appointments. You had some showings over the weekend, so I'm proud that you got that. I know you're out of town right now, but if you get some time and you're back in town, try to hammer out some calls, try to snag a couple new leads. Don't let that vacation or whatever you're doing, slow you down. Let's stay consistent. So you're starting to get some momentum. So you want to keep riding that wave, okay?
Yeah, definitely. I'm still, even though I'm out of town, I'm still keeping contact with the leads that I do have. One in particular that I did the virtual showings for, I'm trying to get her on the phone with me because I sent all those videos to her. I'm trying to get her on the phone so that maybe I can get some kind of like EBBA signed with her. That's like the goal for the conversation, because she's coming into town when I'm out of town. So I'm trying to kind of lock her in before she comes into town and then takes those properties and goes to another agent. And then I did a bunch of work for nothing.
Right. Get that EBBA. Gotta have it. Well, have a good week this week. Keep that front end going. I'm gonna go on to the next person. We're running out of time here. But Danny, did you have a question? See your hands up.
Sorry. Yes. For Sarah, she said something like she has a buyer looking for land. If you want, Sarah, you can shoot me a message. Tell me what exactly he's looking for. I have a couple like pocket, not really pocket listings, but just sellers I know that just have different properties, and for one reason or another, they're just not listing them. So I might have something like that depending on the area.
Oh, I love off-market stuff. Guys, if you can sell some off-market stuff, if you can say to a seller or to a buyer, hey, let me know what you're looking for. We have a team that might be able to get you some pocket listings. That means no competition, right? Better compensation for you as well. So put that, what your buyer's wheelhouse or wheelbox is, what he's looking for, put that in a group chat and see if Danny can help you out. But if you have listings, put that stuff in the group chat. If you're struggling with trying to get something sold, put in the group chat. You need somebody to do open houses, stuff like that. Cool.
Yeah. By the way, I have a buyer that I secured this week. They're an investor firm or funds. They're looking for mobile home parks. So I'm contacting different commercial brokers and see if they have anything as a pocket listing or off market. So if you know anything, let me know.
Can I chime in there too? I'm in a bunch of investor networks, and a lot of them are Florida based. So if you have his criteria, you can shoot that to me. I can. If anyone has something like that, I'll never know. So if you want to shoot me his criteria, and we can see what shakes back.
I might have somebody for you too, Alberto. I'm texting a buddy of mine from Tampa.
Yeah, that's a lead that I got this weekend on, and they looking for mobile homes, and they have up to 100 million to invest.
Yep, I got you. I have an agent in Tampa. He's got a couple clients that own mobile home parks.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, I'll get back to you on that one. All right, thank you. I love this kind of stuff. Sean, how are you?
Good, Angel. How you doing?
Fantastic. Tell me about your week, my friend.
It was a good week. Not too bad. Can't complain. What do you need to know? Sorry, I just got on here.
That's all right. Calls. How many calls do you have?
Oh, I try 20 a day. So I ended up with 60 for the week. 60 calls.
Okay.
I had 32 conversations.
Love that.
I had 3 appointments.
Uh-huh.
3 new leads.
Perfect. And then
I currently have 1 closed, 1 pending that should be closing today or tomorrow. Tomorrow's the closing date, but I'm hoping to close today. I should be going under contract again today for another property, which I'm double siding on one of my listings.
So you're going to count it as 2 transactions when you do.
That is correct. So I'll end up having 4 for the year so far.
Okay. So
I got 1 closed,
4, that's
pending,
3 pending and 1 closed, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Very nice. All right, keep it up. You're off to a good week. As far as the calls go, so you had 32 conversations and 60 calls. So that's pretty solid. Let's see if we can raise that number up. I know you're probably busy with some transactional type stuff, but I'd really like to see you blow out the week with some calls.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of my leads, 2 of them are self leads. 1 of them is out of the bucket pool, out of Follow Up Boss. And she is already pre-approved with her own lender. So just been going back and forth with her because she's either looking at new construction. So I'm just working with her. That's all. But yeah, the other 2 leads were self leads and double side in one of my listings. So
love it.
Yeah, and then 4 showings on 1 property over the weekend as well. So I'm busy. I'm really busy.
I like it. I know you got some big goals, so
yeah,
looking forward to seeing you blow up.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good week, my friend.
Thank you, too.
All right, Champrella, excuse me. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
I am good, thank you. Do you have any pending transactions right now?
No. And I was
Okay.
just turned on last week. So that's a good thing. I have showings coming up. Last week only had 2.
Okay. Any new leads last week?
I had 3 new leads.
Yeah, good.
So, but I mean, they're just leads. So good for now.
All right. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to close this call with call strategy, who we can call, what we're looking for. So I might help you with that in a minute.
Okay.
I'll get back to you. All right, cool. So this week, now that you can get into the lead pool, obviously you can make calls in there, but now you have some traction, you're building your business. And like I said, I'll talk about who we can call in a few minutes. Let me just get through. I think we got Rocky and Vince.
Okay.
So Rocky, how are you?
Oh, how many calls I had last week? I just pretty much, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Yeah, I just pretty much followed up with like the people I have like in the pipeline for like Zillow that I had, and then I did make contact. I did have like personally, and then I will say like a couple of people are like circling back because I had to put off a client because so basically he was waiting for the house to sell before he could like make an offer on a purchase. So we just started back looking for him, and then I did write a backup offer for a guy this weekend. So maybe he'll get him, maybe not, I don't know. And then calls that I've been getting, I got a few calls, not that many. So maybe I had about 15 calls. I probably did more because I text too. So, but I bounce around between them, and I'm just pretty much just working what I have.
Okay, and let's talk about how many new leads did you get last week?
Just period or from Zillow?
All together.
I don't know, probably about, it may have been 6, 7, maybe.
Okay.
Not a
And
lot,
then
I don't think. That
how many appointments
if
did
I
you
got
have?
that.
6 new leads is a lot in 1 week, so that's a good problem to have. How many appointments did you have?
No. I didn't have an appointment. Like they were calling in for like stuff that's sold already. Or
Okay.
Oh, I did have one. Yeah, I had one. The one that I wrote the backup offer for. Yeah. So
Okay.
I wrote a backup offer for him and submitted that. And then the other ones, they're just like, I mean, I had conversations with people and they're just like, my credit's not this. So I just explained the process and just try to nurture them and get them in contact with the vendors that I use if they want to go that route. So, but appointments, no, just only one.
Alrighty.
One
And
appointment.
how many pending deals do you have right now?
I have 9.
How many closings have you had?
9.
Okay. All right. We're gonna fix it. All right. We're moving on to Vince, and then we're gonna talk about who can we call after that. Go ahead, Vince.
Hey, how you doing? I
Fantastic.
have 1 closing so far for the year. No bueno. But
How
I
many
do
pendings?
have I have one that's gonna be pending today. We're just trying to hammer out the commission status of it. I have a listing agreement that I'm hoping to get signed this week. So by the end of the week, my goal is to have 1 pending and a listing agreement for a house. That's the goal right now. Behind
Okay.
the 8 ball, I need at least get 2 more deals before I can end off the month. But that's where we at right now.
Cool. All right. So call wise, how many phone calls did you have that you connected with clients?
55 calls this week. Out of that, I was able to do showings. I did 2 showings this week. They're both at new builds. Their new builds are right now very popular right now. For if you have buyers, I recommend new builds right now. They're offering some good commission.
I love me some new builds.
Yeah. Risewell, and MI Homes are the ones I went out to this weekend. Both of those are pretty much new builders in Florida, so they're very competitive to try to grab some market share. So if you're a realtor, you go out there, you'll find out they're offering some very competitive commission, 3% to 5% commission on new builds. But yeah, I went out there to those communities, saw some of their houses. Like I said, I have a listing that I'm hoping to get finalized this week. And I have another buyer that I'm showing houses to. We've been looking at houses for the past week, 2 weeks, and they're under contract. They actually are leasing their home. So that's been the reason why they haven't really pulled the trigger yet, because their lease doesn't end until like October. But they've been seeing some real good deals. They know the interest rates right now are pretty much probably going to be the lowest all year. And they're trying. I'm also trying to like give them the pressure of knowing that, hey, buying now is the best time to buy, because once school's out, you're going to be flooded with competition and all these prices are going up. So I'm trying to put that fear on in my buyers. Say, hey, listen, you want to do it now because the parents aren't even shopping yet. It's just those who are lucky enough to be able to shop now are getting the houses. Once the parents start shopping for houses, you can forget all these low prices you're seeing right now, because prices are going to go right back up. So I'm using that to hopefully scare these buyers who are under leases, so they can start thinking, you know what, let me just go ahead and get out of my lease. Because most time when you're under a lease, if you're going to buy a new house, sometimes if you show them that you have a new home under contract, they'll release you from your lease. So that's what I've been trying to do right now.
Yeah, so you said a lot that we can unpack, but I think the main thing is that what you do a good job of is you're always looking for the next deal, right? And so you prioritize who's your A, B, and C clients, and you're focused on your A clients. And sometimes we as agents forget about those B and C clients. So make sure you have a good balance there and make sure that you're tackling those and staying in front of those clients as you're focusing on your A's, that you don't forget the other ones. But timing in the marketplace is important as well, which you touched on. It is definitely, busy. This is our busy time, right? So this is a very busy time. Interest rates went down, and we're starting to see, like, whenever the Fed votes on the rate and the rate either stays or it goes down, we get an influx of leads, right? Or we get an influx of calls. In order to stay out of that like whimsical up and down approach, we just have to stay consistent with your tracking. So this is not just for you, Vince, but in general, I really want you guys to commit to being on these calls Monday with me. Well, today's obviously Tuesday, but going forward, we'll be on Mondays again. This is important, right? So we have some challenges here. Number one, we have a lot of agents here with not a lot of transactions. Some of you are new, some of you are not new, but we are salespeople. If we're not selling, I don't know what we're doing. So we got to be selling some properties. In order to do that, we have to really boost our output, right? Who are we going to call? So here's kind of my strategy and how I'm getting transactions and how I'm putting together deals. Number one is always past clients, right? So if you're a new agent, you don't have past clients, but that's okay. We're going to get you some clients. But past clients is number one. Number two is going to be the lead pool. There's definitely business in the lead pool. Okay. Number three are going to be sphere of influence. What do I say to my sphere? Hey, I'm in real estate now. Hey, whatever the case may be, right? That's what the brokerage is always telling you about. I think the strategy for sphere of influence is being relational with them, staying in front of them, and just talking about life and being a busy real estate agent. When you're a busy real estate agent, that automatically floods into the conversation. So once you're busy, they'll be able to see, oh, look, hey, Rocky's got some deals together. Oh, she's talking about she was doing inspections, this and that, right? So this is just part of these conversations. But sphere of influence is going to be critical for you guys that don't have, a lot of past clients to tap into. Number four would be business owners, right? So there's a whole nother segment of business that we can tap into, which are business owners, for a couple of reasons. So if, let's say, Vince owns a moving business, right? And I approach him, hey, Vince, I know that you have a moving business. I'd love to know more about it. I want to know more about your business, right? So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have a face-to-face with Vince or a conversation. I'm going to understand what his business is and how I can help him. If I come from a place of wanting to help, right, I'm going to go and approach him. Hey, how can I help you? What kind of client? Tell me about your ideal client, who you're looking for. Okay, perfect. I'm going to start sharing some referrals with you, and I hope that we can get some referrals back, right? Next time I have a client that's looking to move, I'm going to put you in touch with them and make sure that you're the go-to mover that I have, right? So that's working your vendor list. How many of you guys actually have a list of vendors?
So in our office, they have a vendor list for us that we
Yep.
can work off of. So
Don't take this the wrong way. I want you to have your own vendor list. I don't care about their lists. Here's why.
well, that was
want-
going to be my question. When you say our own vendor list, do you mean you want us to scout our own vendors or scout off of the list they provide for us? Because I thought those were the approved vendors.
You could start with whoever you want to. I'm going to get you a copy of a vendor list. This will make more sense in a minute.
Okay.
The end question to that is you want your own vendor list.
So in other words, our own people.
Yes. And here's why. Because this is the reason why you want your own vendor list is you want to start building relationships with these clients. So here's a blank copy of one. So this is a real estate coaching friend of mine. His list is this, right? So you'll see all these different vendors here on this list, okay? And you want to start adding that person's name, the contact number, the phone number, and then start working with these people, right? And these are the people that you're referring, so that when somebody needs a lawn guy, you have somebody, right? We have a list. We'll get you a list that we have as well. You're more welcome to use our list, but I want you to be so hyper focused and so localized that you're having your own list as well. And this is just another avenue of business. So I'm giving you business ideas. So this might be something that you guys are good at and maybe a good strong suit for you, or maybe not. I don't know. But for me, this is something that I do with all of my vendors. I talk to them once a week. Hey, what's going on? No, I didn't get anybody for you this week, but I'm working on it. I got a referral coming up here pretty soon. But hey, just remember, if you have anybody that's looking to buy or sell, think of me and send them over my way, right? So I'm always looking for ways to get referrals. Also, how many of you guys have ever gotten a client with their own loan officer, right? Happens all the time. I already have my own lender. Fine. Okay. Keep that list of lenders and start working that list, meaning, hey, let's just say Rocky's the vendor or the lender, excuse me. Hey, Rocky, we have a mutual client, so-and-so. I just wanted to let you know I'm working with them. We're starting to get out there and start to look at some properties. I want to make sure I stay in touch with you. I'm going to give you updates throughout this process. And then you're starting to build that relationship. As you start to earn that trust and they have a client, they may refer you, right? So I probably got 4 deals out of lenders last year. So every Monday, I call all the lenders that I've ever worked with, check on them. If I have mutual clients with them, I give them updates, but then I also ask them for business, right? So we can't be afraid to ask people for business, right? We got into this business, right? We got into this real estate business to make money and provide for our family, and we cannot be shy or bashful about letting people know we're in this business to get deals done. Okay. So when you're talking to lenders, or you're talking to a moving company, or you're talking to whoever, ask for a referral. Hey, do you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell right now? Buy, sell, rent, lease, whatever. Right. So this is one way I'll actually get my business. So vendors are one way that I do that. Also, I tackle lenders. So I'm always asking for new business. That's why I'm always bringing new lenders in front of you guys, because I'm meeting new people and I'm trying to weed out some of the bad ones, but some of the good ones, I introduce them to you in the team. But you want to make sure you're tackling these kind of clients where we can actually get some people that can refer, right? So we're looking for vendors who are meeting with clients all the time, and tradespeople, lenders, accountants. Like, there's so much business out there. Everyone knows somebody that's looking to buy or sell. They just have to have that memory jogged a little bit. Does that make sense? So in order to prioritize and focus and actually like have a process, I have theme days. So I'll share my theme days with you. So like Mondays are all my VIPs. So these are people that have referred me business. So if you've ever referred me a deal, you're on my list to call on Mondays. And sometimes it's a short list, but sometimes I don't have anything to say. I just call and check on them. Or if I talked to them last week, I just shoot a text or whatever the case may be. So Mondays is my VIP days. Tuesdays are my updates. So all of my lenders get those calls. Anybody under process and listings, they all get listing updates and everything like that. So the number one complaint that people have of agents is that they never hear from them again after a sale, or they never hear from them during the process, right? So we want to prevent that. And so I call on Tuesdays to give updates. Now, Wednesdays are my hot and old leads. So I call, my day is spent in the morning. I call my hot leads, the people that are looking to buy or sell pretty soon. And then I also hit some of my nurtures as well. Thursdays are my past clients. So if you have a good, healthy client list, maybe Danny, Alberto, some of you guys that have been around for a while, you want to make sure that you're having these people, you're talking to them and staying in front of them and having conversations with them. And it could be just like, hey, I'm looking to fill up my vendor list. Do you know anybody that's, a mover? Do you have a good handyman? Do you have an electrician? Whatever, right? So there's lots of different conversations that you can have with that person. Homestead, so they don't have to be painful. And I think that's a good source of business for people that have had some closings. And then Fridays, I'm chasing new people like vendors. So those are, I call them whales. So that's my day where I'm just chasing new people, right? So to give you an example, I've got a meeting on Wednesday with an accountant, actually 2 accountants, and we're going to be talking about his business, how we can help him, how I can give him deals, and how he can give me deals. Okay. And then after that, I'm meeting with a new lender to talk about how we can work together. And from that, I'm hoping that we can have some conversations about how to refer each other. So I'm always looking for new deals and new ways to get deals. And hopefully this is helpful for you. So it doesn't have to be just open houses. It doesn't just have to be the lead pool or anything like that. It could be a combination of all this and staying organized. But I can tell you is that some of these numbers on this list, wherever my sheet is, I lost it.